Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Kanie. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Your NGO helps to educate and empower girls and women in developing countries. And recently, you just came back from a trip to a little village in Nepal.
Yeah.
And there you are promoting a project that's very close to your heart about promoting menstrual hygiene among young girls and young women. And you told me that it's something to do with poverty, with a kind of different kind of poverty, period poverty. What is it?
Okay, period poverty means people cannot afford buying napkins. For instance, in India, 1/3 of the women cannot afford buying napkins during menstruation. And 23 million of girls dropped out of school because of the related issues.
And because of this problem, you say it's a big social and economic issue as well. What are those issues that you're trying to correct?
Well, basically, we will try to correct people's belief about or mysterious belief about menstruation. For instance, in Kenya, there's a girl, 14 years old. She was scolded by the teacher because of the leakage in front of classmates. And because of that, she feels shameful, and when she returned home, she committed suicide. So this is a kind of pressure that girls usually have when they have menstruation. And the other thing is about some beliefs, like for instance, during menstruation, Nepalese girls will think that if they have menstruation, they cannot touch men.
Because they have to be isolated.
Isolated, otherwise they will make the men feel sick, or they will poison the water.
Obviously, we talk about the period shaming and other taboos, and you talk about the hut. So the hut situation is quite a big concern, right?
Okay, yeah, that's a concern for the government as well. They actually have a law to forbid this kind of practice in 2017, but still people continue doing it because of the beliefs that long ingrained in their minds. So in small huts, the girls have guaranteed themselves there during menstruation, and some girls face animal attacks, some face social harassment, and even some girls died because of that. In one case, few girls guaranteed themselves in small huts because of the cold weather. They have to burn charcoal, and they inhale too much carbon monoxide, and they were found dead.
These are obviously very tragic cases and very immediate danger. What about long-term consequences because of period inequity, shaming, and then locking them up? Access to education. What are those long-term consequences?
Yeah, I think because of menstruation, girls do not want to go to school. They are afraid of it, and because of their family, they drop out from school. And without schooling, without basic education, they succumb to poverty, and they have to marry earlier and then pregnant earlier, and then that may cause intergeneration poverty cycle.
Basically, just no education, no access to anything that helps them to promote their life, ever the vicious circle of poverty. And what can we do? There's so much to accomplish, so much to overcome. What can you do? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, we would like would like to advance the rights of girls, and then we would very much like to avoid all this discrimination on girls and try to educate more people about it. For instance, this.
I was wondering what this is. This little thing is part of your campaign, right?
Yeah,
Tell us what this is about.
This is a reusable napkins. We taught not only girls but also boys.
Sanitary napkins.
Yeah, boys about how to make it, because we want everyone to understand that menstruation is just a biological phenomenon. It's nothing mysterious, and it's nothing. The girls should not be discriminated and
ashamed about.
Exactly. So that's why we do it.
That's kind of like a talking point, right? When you bring boys in the community events and come together, these boys from school or even male members of society, they hand make all these things, right?
Yeah, right.
And together they learn it. It's not dirty. You just part of the psychological or the biological, upbringing and everything, change their mindset. And this, you've done a lot of these things.
Yeah, in developing countries, we taught all the school students about it, so make them feel that it's just a natural thing.
Can they bridge the psychological barrier that boys actually come into contact with these and help them
they're happy to do so. I found that they're so happy to join force with girls to make these reusable napkins.
Fantastic. Yeah. How big do you think the problem is in Asia in general?
Well, I think it's really big. As I said, like the case in India, one of them cannot afford the napkins, and 23 million girls drop out of school.
Sometimes maybe in some countries, like the income is basically 1/6 of the income of the family.
Yeah, because when they buy a pack of napkins, they use up $1, and every day they can only earn about $5.
Every day about $5, so 20% of the income.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, what can we do to help them? I mean, you're doing your bits, going to countries, different places, to educate, to bring awareness, to get government to do something. What can we do outside of your circle?
Well, everyone can help. Say, for instance, there are many projects related to menstrual hygiene management and also sexual reproductive health knowledge sharing. So, like what plan has been delivered in this past many years. So, I think everyone can support this kind of project so that girls can be treated fairly, and then they understand that menstruation is just a biological phenomena.
Thank you, Kanie. Kanie Siu, CEO of Plan International Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Louisa.